Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Niqua Daniels and I am here with an insecure review. So this is the last season and I just feel like it's only right for me to do a review. I was so giddy, so excited, so happy to finally get to season 5 and it's the first of the last, which is really sad. But I didn't. Okay, to be honest, I didn't start watching Insecure until the pandemic, and then I was hooked. Like, because I didn't have a lot of time. Now I'm just like, I have to watch this. And then when season 4 started, and I was like, I was watching those episodes. So I'm just really excited and also sad at the same time, but like, I'm so happy. So we're just gonna start off with the beginning where it was super awkward with Molly and Issa, and obviously at the end, like I was hoping that they would like be already cool, but obviously it was like 2 months because they were talking about Kelly. Also, I love Kelly. Like, I love her so much. She is the funniest part of this whole show. Like, granted, Issa and Molly be saying stuff that be hella funny too, but she be cracking me up. So, anyways, like, I just thought it was like super interesting to see the awkwardness in the beginning, and they're like, hi, like, so that was interesting. And then you go into like them seeing Kelly memorialized, and I was like, how they just gonna say she did? Like, so that was interesting. And then they go into like this, obviously, like the alumni dinner or whatever it was. I don't know, just get together, and they see Cheyenne, their friend or whatever, and she was a lot. She was a lot. And obviously she was a lot throughout the episode because she ended up actually like robbing them. And I thought that was interesting. Hella funny, but oh my gosh. So Kelly uh and Issa and Molly go up to her, they're talking, hey, like they loud or whatever, being black. Like I loved that they were just being black. Like they was being hella black and it was funny and it was great because that's what happens when we get together. We just do what we do. And it's like a perfect depiction of us. Like think about being at Stanford, like one of the top schools, like colleges, and you're just like, but I'm also black and I'm gonna be black and I'm gonna stay black wherever I go. I thought that was dope. Um, but Cheyenne was a hot mess from the beginning, but obviously they had some rap group where they did raps and whatever. Um, so yeah, that was interesting. Like just to see that character come to life was like hilarious to me. I feel like that was like allowing Issa and Molly to connect even more, like reminiscing. Um, so then we go to Issa does this like obviously she was there because she was doing a panel, and I felt like that was like she was super authentic and super real. And I think being so I'm an awkward black girl too. So being an awkward black girl, she was like, like all of the things that like she was trying to do and who she's trying to become, like, you know, feeling that pressure of like showing up and showing out as a representative of like her new company block, and like her not knowing the name. I'm just like, girl, what? But it just showed like how much authenticity like she has, and also the vulnerability of like being 30 and trying to figure out her life, and like the idea that like we have to have it figured out by 30, and that is a lie. um so I just thought it was really dope that like they showed that part and the vulnerability of Issa's character, and like she was just really like, I don't know. And tomorrow could be this, and today is this, you know? And I thought that was super, super great. And then leaving the auditorium, I thought it was perfect that Molly decided to like be a little more open and be like, so Issa, you want to hang out? Like, and I feel like this is the thing that people like. So a lot of people don't like Molly. Okay, from season 4, I was Team Molly. Okay, I have my reasons. We can discuss another time, or you can just look at my blog, and it's in the description box below. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are not self aware, that are not vulnerable, that don't know how to ask what they want, or ask what they want at the wrong time because they've never had the chance to do that, and they just kind of don't have boundaries and they let people do whatever. And I think Molly was finding herself, and I think we all have to find ourselves. We all have to figure it out and push through. And I know there was a lot of hate, but I think a lot of people are still not self-aware that didn't like Molly. Like, I thought it was interesting. Like, we are all trying to figure it out, and I think that, you know, considering the age of what they are, and like, you know, they just turned 30 and they're just coming into their own, I think it's very probable to say that like a lot of people experience this and are like this and are not self-aware and are unable to be vulnerable and ask for what they want and stick to it and all those things. So that is my spiel a little bit on Molly. So, but I thought it was perfect that she asked for what she wanted. She was like, when when Tiffany asked, like, hey, you gonna go to the AKA thing? She was like, no. But Molly, I mean, Issa, you wanna hang out? Like, and I thought that was perfect. And she was like, and Issa took the bid, if you will, and they hung out and they talked and they were walking and just having conversation. And I thought that was like, I could see how it could possibly go left when they were talking about Omari specifically and like where Issa was in life and stuff like that. And Molly was just like listening, but then Molly like picked up. And I think this is the thing about friends um, that really, really know you and really care about you. She was like, did you eat? Because sometimes you just need to eat. And she was like, no, I haven't eaten all day. She needed to eat. And she knew that about her. And I think there's been a lot of conversation about friendship being put to the back burner and partnerships or being in a marriage being like the forefront of romance or romanticism. And that friendship is very much like being in a partnership because you know that person. When you know that person, you know what they need sometimes. When they don't, and you work off of them, and when you're somebody's best friend, like that's what you do. That's who you are. That's like you're you're navigating with them. And so I thought it was perfect that she was like, "Did you eat?" Um, and then they, were sitting down having a conversation. And when Molly asked, like, "Are we gonna be okay?" I thought it was interesting. I thought it was like again, it showed like slowly Molly was like showing her vulnerability. And I think that is what we miss sometimes is being vulnerable. Like, man, like, because I really wanted this to be okay. Are we going to be okay? Like, and she didn't know because nobody knows what the future holds. So that was like, and then like, again, with the whole, I laughed a lot during this episode. It was hella funny. Like the fact that they did a memoriam of Kelly and they did the stanky leg, like she wasn't there. Like y'all didn't see her. Like y'all didn't. She looked the same. Like y'all didn't see her and y'all still did this. I was like, this is trash, and I would have felt some type of way too because like y'all said I was dead and I didn't die. So then they're going to obviously they're going to this reggae club and Cheyenne is going with them, and Cheyenne's a hot mess. And so Tiffany's driving, and they get to the liquor store, and this dude is robbing them. And then he says, "Shy," and I'm like, what? I was confused at first, and then I was like, oh, she played them, and she, ooh, that was funny. Like I was just because I was not expecting that to happen. I was like, y'all, this, and she was like, I forgot I hated her. Clearly, there's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason that y'all don't hang out with her. But again, that brought Issa and Molly closer together. And they got in the car and they was just laughing about it. And it was like, did you see her face? Like, I just felt like it just brought it, like the episode just continued to like bring them closer and connect them in like a more like authentic way, and show for them to show up and like for each other in a different way. um I thought it was so dope. Like, I don't know, sometimes you need those connection points though, and I think going back to Stanford was literally the thing that they needed to bring them together. So after that, they did the whole hella funny. They did this whole thing about Kelly being all these things, and I thought it was so funny that they did that. And Derek was like, "Y'all doing the most. Like, what are y'all doing?" Like, but it was funny. It was loving. It was caring. It was like she felt she genuinely didn't like it. Like, and I think that's what friends do. They comfort you when you don't feel comforted, and support you and say great things about you and love on you when you're like sad and down. So I thought it was dope that they did that. And then afterward, with Molly asked again, like, I think Molly's trying to be more vulnerable. So she was like, so what do you think about, she was like, so Omari, and she was like, oh, so you want to know what I think about it? And obviously they haven't really had a conversation in the last 2 months. So it was like, oh, you want me to say something? And so you could see Molly's face light up when Issa was like kind of praising her, and like she smiled and was like so happy. And I think that's like, oh, it just warmed my heart so much. I was about to cry because I was like, oh, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can have a friendship love that's like no other. You can be a soulmate, and I think that's what Tiffany was saying about Kelly, was that Kelly was her soulmate, and she was like, "Sorry, Derek, but this is my soulmate," you know. And you can have friends that are soulmates, like for real, like that's your, like that's supposed to be your friend, and you're supposed to be with them and hang out with them and do all these things together. Like, you can just know and feel it, and they're there for you and all that. So when she said like, that's what I've always admired about you, like you never tripped over him, and you don't need to trip over him now. And she was like, and when she said this quote, I wrote it down because I was like, yes. She said, I don't want to get stuck on who I'm not or where I'm not. I just want to move forward. And when she said that, I was like, she wasn't talking about nothing but Molly and Issa. Like, I don't want to get stuck on any of these things anymore. Like, I'm over the past. I don't know about the future, but what I know now is that I want to move forward with you. And I just thought that was like, it was a breath of fresh air. It was very like heartwarming inside. I was so excited and very happy about that. And Yvonne was like, I want to move forward too. Yes, thank you. Not to say that like their relationship's gonna be like all butter and cool or whatever, but it just shows that like Molly's trying to be vulnerable. She hasn't let it all out, but she's trying. Okay, so let's give her an A for effort, or E for effort, whatever you want to say. So the ending of the episode now, I was sad. Okay, so they're leaving Stanford obviously to go back to LA. I was kind of confused because like Yvonne and, well, no, it makes sense because Yvonne and Issa just weren't talking, so it makes sense now. But Lawrence is being picked up by Issa, or Issa is being picked up by Lawrence, and it was awkward. Like I'm like, this is awkward. I don't know what's happened in the last 2 months, but this shit is awkward. And Issa gets out the car. And she was like, I had time to think. She didn't even say nothing. And he was just like, I know. And man, I was sad. I get it though. Like you gonna have a whole ass baby. Like in real life, you gonna have a baby. And it's not our baby. It's somebody else's baby that you having. And man, I really, really wanted Issa and Lawrence to work for real, for real. Um, but again, like that's a lot to like hand somebody and be like, "Are you gonna? Can you stay with me even though I'm having this baby with somebody else?" Now, I think some obviously there's always foreshadowing in most of the things. So I think the soulmate part that Tiffany brought up, just like there was a foreshadowing in season 4 with the whole condom thing with Issa and oh boy, I forget his name, but obviously somebody was gonna get pregnant. I just didn't know it was gonna be Condola. So, um, and I'm just like, I feel it. Like that's sometimes you just gotta be like, I just can't handle this, and that's gonna be a lot for me. And I mean, granted, they spent 5 years together. Before that, they lived together. Like she supported him through a lot. Obviously, a cheating scandal happened, and shit just kind of went awry. They got back together, and I think they've like there's a love that will always be there, and I think it's possible that they're soulmates. However, I'm not gonna say that they're gonna get back together, but I have some like feeling about them like trying at least. I don't know. I don't know. But also, as we know, Nathan is going to still be here. And we knew that at the end of season 4 that Andrew and Molly broke up. She made it very clear in this episode that they had broken up. But I feel like he needs to come back too. And I'm trying to figure out where Daniel is. Like, are they just not bringing back Daniel at all? Like, because that's what it seems like. He hasn't been like, well, not him in real life, but the character. you know, he hasn't really been in any promo or anything like that. So I guess maybe he's just, they're like, nah, he's done. Um, so I'm just kind of like wondering if Daniel will come back, but he probably won't. And Dro, like all these people, but sometimes you just gotta wrap it up the way you want to wrap it up. I just was like, y'all ain't gonna show Daniel at all no more. Granted, they only have 10 episodes left. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think was gonna happen? I think that Molly and Issa are gonna be able to be okay. I just think that if Molly continues to be more vulnerable and say what she wants, it'll be okay. And I think that's on Issa's side too, though. I think they both struggled with like saying what they wanted, so I'm hoping that's the case. I do hope Andrew shows up again. Um, yeah, I hope Andrew shows up again because I feel like they're really good. But when Molly didn't say nothing, I think she was just trying to prove to herself that she could be with him. But I think there's still hope there. Um, and I think Molly's gonna do great, like with her stuff, like just in general, like getting better. I'm hoping. That's my hope. Issa, like obviously she started Block. I think she's gonna have way more momentum and be able to do a lot of things. I think because she has Nathan, will have Nathan, like I think it's gonna be helpful to get her like to where she wants to be. Um, I don't know what's gonna happen with her and Lawrence. I want her to. I mean, maybe they could be friends, but they probably can't. They probably can't. That's too much. But I would love for them to just, be be friends or something. I do think Lawrence is going to take that job in San Fran because there was the it looked like there was a what is it called in the trailer? Oh my god. Like he was on a plane, so I'm feeling like he's gonna go to San Francisco and take the job. Um, I don't know where that leaves the baby. Some people are saying that the baby is not his. I don't know. I think the baby's his. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Lawrence, but I think he's gonna take the job because he's like, think about it. It's in the Bay. They started out in the Bay, and it could be like a full circle. Like the end, they're gonna Lawrence and Issa gonna end up in the Bay together. I don't know. Okay, I don't know, but um, I'm excited for episode 2. Let me know in the comments what y'all think is gonna happen. Um, and yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.